Welcome to the Dead Bedroom Podcast. My name is Curry, your host. And yes, you guessed it. I'm very excited to make this episode. The reason why is because there's something that is going to be absolutely counterintuitive to what you think, but it's the way to actually improve on your sexless relationship. And that's you wanting your partner to say no. By them saying no, it can actually be the best thing that can happen in your relationship in order for you to actually start that meaningful conversation so you can actually start getting some progress. Because usually when people talk about the lack of sex within their relationship, or they sit down with their partner to talk about it, they are trying to get the partner to go and say yes. And because you've got that sort of outcome dependency, it puts so much pressure on that conversation that usually you get one of three yeses. And I learned this from a book called Never Split the Difference. It's that there's three types of yeses. And there's one which is called counterfeit yes, which means that they plan to say no, but in order to move away from this uncomfortable conversation, where they are being told that they're not good partners, where they're not being told that they're not meeting your needs and everything like that, it makes them feel so uncomfortable they will give you a yes just to stop the conversation from happening. So you feel like you've made progress, but really you've not made progress because they just sort of left it for another day, sort of like mañana type scenario. And if you've had conversations before about this and then you thought you made progress and then it happens again, you probably got one of these confirmation yeses, counterfeit yeses. So again, there's also another one which is sort of what they call a confirmation yes. A confirmation yes is the one where they sort of say yes, that they're potentially looking to change, or they are open to the idea of changing, but really it's not solid. And then when it comes to the yes that you want, is a commitment yes, that where they say yes and they're truly committed to really focusing on this issue within your relationship and working together so you can really be explosive and romantic and get all the connection that you need so you can actually progress as a couple. And that's the one that you need. But in order to get to that commitment yes, you have to get them to say no. And the reason why you want them to say no, because by them saying no, it sort of shifts the control. If they sit down and you are telling them all these issues that you have and why it's a bad situation, and they don't want to be in that position. And for some reason, for many reasons actually, they feel like they've lost control. But when you shift the conversation where they sort of say no, and I'll give an example of what you could say so you can get that no. So for example, if I said, are you happy for our relationship not to have, are you happy for us to never have sex in our relationship? 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to say no, unless she's sort of 75 and then she's sort of not even keen on having sex, then that's a different conversation. But if you are still young and you're still very, very much sexually active, if that libido has gone for a bit, you putting out that question out there saying, are you happy for us not to ever have sex in our relationship again? And again, the other bit is that if they know that it's important to you, they're most likely going to say no. This shifts everything within that conversation. Because they've said no, they feel like they've now regained control, and they feel like they really need to claim a position within what you're about to say. So by them saying no, they're actually acknowledging that, okay, I have a say in what's going to happen from here in order to fix it. So this is why having the no starts positioning the whole commitment for them, not just to listen to you and idly idly just say yes in order to get rid of you, or to just say yes so that the conversation comes to an end, but it actually almost gives them the opportunity to be responsible for the things that they're saying within this conversation. And again, it almost changes it from it being a blame game, but into an equal position in terms of the conversation, because they've sort of made their stance, and you've given them opportunity to stand up and say, no, I'm not going to stand for that. And that's what you want to happen within that interaction. And usually when that happens, you are in a better position to actually start talking about the issues that you're facing. Now, this is a little bit different from the episode that I made yesterday, which was do not sit down and talk to her. Usually when people sit down and talk to their partner, they're coming with so much baggage, resentment, so much anger, so much frustration. They felt lonely, they felt frustrated. And then they just unload all of that to their partner. Now, even if you try and start with yes, that's not going to work. So you still have to do the work yourself way before that. Be in a better place mentally, be in a better place health-wise, be doing well and be happy in yourself, in your own skin. Have those emotions of you feeling happy within yourself, that when you do come to that conversation, it's more of a contribution. You're not so emotionally invested into some negative emotions into that conversation, which usually is the beginning of the downward spiral, because the moment you're coming with the negative thoughts within that conversation, it really triggers negative emotions within the other person, which makes it very, very difficult for you to have that conversation in a way that's going to move things forward. So to recap this, in order to really get a good conversation going about what to do in terms of sex and how to move your relationship into a way where it's collaborative rather than you guys going separate ways, but it's a constructive and collaborative conversation. In order for you to move forward, you need to get that person to say no. And again, I'll give you an example. Another example would be, are you happy for me to go and start seeing somebody else? If that's not the way you're inclined, I love you, I'm not going to leave you, but I need a connection with a human being. Is that okay if I have somebody I can friends with benefits? I mean, it's extreme. It's probably one that's going to cause frustration and anger, but it starts with that no. So they feel like they need to reclaim and, push. Because at the end of the day, part of the reasons why you're in this situation in terms of a sexless marriage is because you've always averted no. You've always avoided that person saying no, or you've avoided saying no. So again, there's this fear around getting the word no, that we say yes to so much, and we even suppress our own needs, our own desires, our own wants, because we don't want to say the word no, and then it creates these issues. So if you actually stop and think, her low libido isn't just her problem, it's probably some of the things that you've done in the past because you've avoided saying no, or you've avoided asking the critical questions where that person can actually stake claim for the relationship. Because again, when you say, are you not interested in fixing this relationship, it forces them to actually consider, am I not doing enough? And then when they think that, oh no, I really want to stake claim to this, they'll say no. And that begins the conversation in a much better place than, can you please be a better girlfriend or wife? Can you please watch me? And it's just like, if you start thinking about it, and I know if you've been through this, you're probably now cringing on the inside of your body, because I think about it when I did it, and I cringe when I think, oh my God, I can't believe I was there sitting, and it was how pathetic it was, because I came across as just this really weak person, and it just really did not invoke love or respect or intimacy or even attraction. It was me trying to leech into this relationship and trying to make things work. But when you look at it from this perspective, where I'm quite willing to hear the word no, and then using that word no as a beginning of the conversation, and really giving that opportunity for them to stake claim in that conversation and stake claim to the relationship. And I can guarantee you will have a much better interaction within your relationship. And again, you can use this on day-to-day, parts of your relationship, that before you actually start that conversation that is awkward and weird, you start off by really getting them to say no so they can stake claim into that conversation. So yes, start with no, and it's so counterintuitive, but please try it. And then please just if you want to learn more upon ideas like this and how to really shift your relationship to the next level, especially on the intimate level, go to www.deadbedroom.com, to deadbedroomrevival.com. Again, it's www.deadbedroomrevival.com, and we'll be able to give you a free guide for you to have 4 ways of seducing your partner. And we'll also offer you an opportunity to join the Facebook group. We'll be giving live trainings. There's one training that we've been working on. The recent one is the mystery of the sexual decline. So what are the things that are, whenever major events happen within your relationship, why is it that it decreases the amount of sex that you have, and you move from having great sex to pity sex and then no sex? So again, this is an interesting training, and it's been helpful to many other guys. So I would advise you to go and join our Facebook group, and it's Dead Bedroom Revival Facebook group. And one of the best ways of finding it is actually going to deadbedroomrevival.com. And then when you put in your email address, we'll give you the link to go to the Facebook group. So fantastic! This is why I'm so excited about this, because it's such a very interesting topic, and so many things that we can unpack with that. And I'm going to start creating a in-depth more training regarding this, because there's still quite a lot of things that I needed to unpack with this. So thank you very much. I'll be seeing you soon. Take care.